Hi there, my name is Jessie Fry. I'm the worldwide BD for Amazon Rekognition with a focus on identity verification and virtual proctoring. In this session, I'll be walking you through how you can deter user onboarding and authentication fraud with Amazon Rekognition and Amazon Textract. To do so, I'll provide you with an overview of the key business challenges that can be solved with identity verification, such as fraud and its financial impact. We will then move on to understanding the features Rekognition is comprised of, along with an overview of Textract. We will also review why identity verification is important and what it means to your business. And of course, we will segue into understanding how the Rekognition APIs are aligned to deliver identity verification across the key onboarding lifecycle. We will review key technical architecture, use cases, and success stories to help us contextualize this further, and we will end this session with next steps. Fraud is a challenge no matter what business you're in. Every year, studies paint a relatively bleak picture. Account takeover and identity theft are all on the rise. This impacts not only the business bottom line, but also their reputation. For example, for every $1 in goods and services stolen, the impact is actually another $3.8, which is almost 4 times. Now, the other challenge is the untold dollar value of reputational damage. In the age of social media, global knowledge about a problem is near instantaneous. Now, the key areas impacted by this challenge are wire fraud, card fraud, and online fraud. Wire fraud losses are big. They average about $63,000 per occurrence and can run well over $1 million. Now, in the United States, the FBI continues to raise its guidance on just how much business email fraud is occurring, and the number keeps rising each year. When we look at card fraud is globally increasing, and the US is the largest card market in the world and accounts for a large percentage of overall card fraud losses. Approximately 50% of card fraud losses occur in the United States, and even though chip cards were introduced several years ago. And online fraud. Now, online fraud rates are increasing each and every year, primarily driven by the increased fraud attacks, migration of fraud from chip cards, and an overall increase in dark web sharing of breached information and fraud methods. Now, a study from Juniper Research estimates that businesses in the e-commerce, airline ticketing, money transfer, and banking services space will cumulatively lose over $200 billion to the online payment fraud between 2020 and 2024. Now, with this much at stake, businesses, nonprofits, and government agencies around the world have turned to AWS for help addressing some combination of the 3 main business challenges related to fraud detection. The first one is that I am not spotting new fraud patterns soon enough. Now, this relates to bad actors. Bad actors change their behaviors all the time in order to avoid detection. This makes identifying and detecting new and emerging attack patterns very challenging. Another one is that I don't want to block my legitimate customers. Now, to make their applications more secure, businesses result in prompting users to provide more information, pass more difficult challenges or validation efforts, which result in poor customer experience that inevitably leads to a rise in customer service complaints, abandoned carts, and churn out of potentially valuable customers that were hard to attract in the first place. And of course, the last one. Now, my cost of reviewing alerts are too high. Prevention of fraud is usually accomplished with humans who are sent alerts related to suspicious transactions, which must be manually reviewed. As the number of events that are evaluated increases, so does the number of alerts. It's even worse if the quality of detection is low, resulting in a lot of false positives, which causes alert fatigue in reviewers. Now, businesses want help lowering the total number of alerts that requires manual review so that they can repurpose their staff to high-value tasks beyond alert reviews. Now, let's touch on how we can combat user onboarding and authentication fraud with identity verification. In-person user identity verification is slow to scale, costly, and high friction for users. Now, machine learning-powered facial biometrics can enable online user identity verification. Amazon Rekognition offers pre-trained facial recognition and analysis capabilities that you can quickly add to your user onboarding and authentication workflow to verify opted-in users' identity online. And the best part is that no machine learning expertise is required. With Amazon Rekognition, you can onboard and authenticate users in seconds whilst detecting fraudulent and duplicate accounts. As a result, you can grow users faster, reduce fraud, and lower user verification costs. Here you can see one of the easiest use cases to onboard onto identity verification, and that is the one of matching a selfie to a government ID. Rekognition will compare the selfie against a picture on the driving license as per the example shown and will return a similarity score. Now, based on the score, access can be granted or denied. Now let's take a look at the key benefits of implementing AI services for identity verification. Implementing identity verification using our AI services means that it is ready to use and thus helps you reduce your operational cost. Now, this also means that anyone can quickly implement it into their own workflows and reap its benefits. It is fully managed, which removes the day-to-day complexity of solution management. So now that we understand the business challenges that can be addressed with Rekognition as well as Textract, let me just walk you through each services and their core features. Let's just take a look at how AWS thinks about AI, and to do so, I will walk you through our AWS ML stack. Now, to meet our customers where they are on their machine learning journey and help them achieve specific business outcomes, we provide the broadest and most complete set of machine learning and artificial intelligence services for builders of all levels of expertise. Now, the middle layer is Amazon SageMaker, which provides every developer and data scientist with the ability to build, train, and deploy machine learning models at scale. And at the bottom layer, expert practitioners can develop on the framework of their choice as a managed experience in Amazon SageMaker, or they can also use AWS Deep Learning AMIs, also known as Amazon Machine Images. Today, however, we will focus our attention on our AI services, which allows developers to easily add intelligence to any applications without needing ML skills. Now, these services provide ready-made intelligence for your application and workflows. And for this tech talk, we will be particularly focusing on Amazon Rekognition and Textract, which provides a number of pre-trained APIs that allows you to automate identity verification workflows. Now, Amazon Rekognition provides multiple APIs for image and video analysis that return various different types of visual metadata depending on the API call that a customer makes. For Amazon Rekognition, customers are able to identify objects, scenes, and activities. They can also perform face analysis, face search, and face comparison, identify celebrities, as well as detecting unsafe content, detect text, perform person pathing, and of course, monitor streams using Amazon Kinesis Video to detect and recognize faces from face data that you provide. For each API calls, the service returns a confidence score for everything it identifies so that you can make the informed decisions about how you want to use the results. In addition, all detected faces are returned with a bounding box coordinate, which is a rectangular frame that fully encompasses the face that can be used to locate the position of the face in the image. Most of these services are available for both image and video. Some features, however, are only available on image or video because of the function they perform. For example, comparing face is only available for image, since the service lets you measure the likelihood that faces in two images are one of the same person. Further, activities and person pathing are only available on video. This is because you need the optical flow or sequence of frames to determine whether an activity is happening and to perform person pathing. Now, Amazon Rekognition offers pre-trained and customizable computer vision capabilities to extract information and insights from your images and video. Some of the most common applications of Rekognition include the detection of potentially unsafe, inappropriate, or unwanted content across images and videos. We can also streamline media analysis through the automatic detection of key video segments to reduce time, effort, and cost of video ad insertion, content operation, and production. And we can also optimize industrial and retail inventory management and detect damaged goods, as well as part classifications. And of course, what we are here to discuss today, the use of facial comparison and analysis in your user onboarding and authentication workflow to remotely verify the identity of opted-in users. Here are some of our customers using our service for one or more of the highlighted use cases. I will cover some of these customers and how they are leveraging Rekognition in the context of identity verification a little bit later on. Now onto Amazon Textract. Amazon Textract is a machine learning service that automatically extracts text, handwriting, and data from scanned documents. It goes beyond the simple optical character recognition, also known as OCR, to identify and understand and extract data from forms and tables. Today, many companies manually extract data from scanned documents such as PDFs, images, tables, and forms, or through simple OCR software that requires manual configuration, which often must be updated when the form changes. Now, to overcome these manual and expensive processes, Textract uses ML to read and process any type of document, accurately extracting the text, as well as handwriting and tables, and other data with no manual effort. Now, you can quickly automate document processing and act on the information extracted, whether you're automating loan processing or extracting information from invoices, IDs, and receipts. Now, Textract can extract the data in minutes instead of hours or days. Additionally to this, you can add human reviews with Amazon Augmented AI to provide oversight of your model and check sensitive data. Here are some of Textract's many customers, and as you can see, it spans across industries from automotive to public healthcare, all the way through to tech companies. Now, let's dive into the key features used in identity verification workflows across Rekognition and Textract. First up, face detection analysis. Now, with Rekognition image, you can locate faces within images and analyze the face attributes, such as whether the face is smiling or the eyes are open. When analyzing an image, Rekognition image will return the position and a rectangular frame for each detected face. Now on to face comparison. Face comparison is the process of comparing one face to one or more faces to measure similarity. Using the Compare Face API, Amazon Rekognition image lets you measure the likelihood that faces in two images are indeed of the same person. Now, the API compares a face in the source input image for each face detected in the target input image and returns a similarity score for each comparison. Now, you can also get a bounding box and confidence score for each face detected. You can also use face comparison to verify a person's identity against their personnel photo on file in near real time. Now, Rekognition also allows you to perform face search, again, collections of tens of millions of faces. Using the Create Collection API, you can easily create a face collection of faces with vectors representing facial features. Rekognition then searches the provided face collection for visually similar faces through your image and video assets. Now, key areas that this can be used is, of course, user authentication, but also avoidance of deduplication for account registration and known bad actors. Once someone has been identified as an account duplicator, they will be marked as a bad actor and it will get flagged. Now on to Amazon Textract. Analyze ID from Textract can extract data information from identity documents, such as passports, driver's license, state IDs issued by the United States, without the need for any templates or configuration. Now, a major challenge with current market solution is that ID design or format can vary by country, even states or others, such as specialized design for drivers under the age of 18. Now, traditional solutions that combine legacy OCR and spatialized templates have difficulty working accurately across many designs. Textract uses ML to understand the context of ID document and automatically extract specific information such as the date of expiry, the date of birth from identity documents, as well as intelligently identifying and extracting implied information such as the name, the address on the ID documentation with high accuracy and near real time. Now let's dive a little bit deeper and take a look at the key identity verification applications. Let's start with touchless experience. Now this is when you welcome a new customer or verify an existing one with fully online touchless experience that returns a confidence score to confirm the identity and ownership. We also have process and results validation. Now, this is looking to supervise online activities with visual analysis to enforce requirements and rules that guarantee validity of process and result. On-the-go verification looks at delivering trust and consumer goods and services safely from shared economy providers, for instance, shared rights, and of course, homes. And real-time check-ins. This is a process of thousands of events or transportation check-ins with real-time verification of identity and documents. And of course, risk-reducing verification challenges. This looks to improve the results of verification and other digital processes through user challenges that reduce process risk, human error, and of course, bot attacks. Now, Amazon Rekognition, face search, face comparison, and face analysis APIs individually or combined can be used to add face-based ID verification to your Know Your Customer workflow. Now, the benefits of using Rekognition includes access to state-of-the-art capabilities leveraging deep learning for image and video analysis. It also is serverless, which makes for a rapid integration, and it can be leveraged with other AI/ML services. Now, it helps you optimize your cost through pay-as-you-go model. And of course, there is huge benefit in decreased manual effort as it is ready to use, as well as security and user controls. So now that we understand the key APIs involved in identity verification, along with its common application, let's just take a look at some customers paving the way in this space. One of our key customer success stories in the proctoring space involves Samadhi. Now, Samadhi helps organizations provide secure automated proctoring for online assessments through our AI-powered facial and typing recognition, authentication, and browsing tracking solutions. Now, they wanted to offer secure remote exam proctoring in near real time at scale and implemented Rekognition to address this problem. As a result, they were able to reduce the cost of test proctoring and were able to support secure exams. Another example is with Aela. Aela is a fintech company built to simplify instant credit and payment solution for emerging markets. Aela wanted a better way to validate employee IDs and government-issued IDs in real time without the need for human intervention. As a result of their identity verification workflow implementation, which focused on facial expression analysis and facial comparison of government-issued IDs, they were able to go from 5,000 users to 200,000 users in just a few months. Last but not least, CoinJar. Now, CoinJar is a digital currency exchange organization, and their mission is to put digital currency into the hands of millions of people globally with best-in-class products and consumer-friendly web and mobile platform. Now, they implemented identity verification workflows to verify IDs and maintain scalability, all the while delighting their customers. As a result, they were able to ensure financial compliance and security best practice while scaling their platform within 5 minutes during spike in API requests. Now that we have reviewed how customers have increased their scalability and security with Rekognition, let's just dive a little bit deeper into our technical architecture across our onboarding lifecycle. Looking at identity verification workflow, We will focus on a few key steps. Step 1, the user takes an image. The image can be passed as an image byte array, or they can also be stored in an S3 bucket. The simplest use case is compare face, where a customer takes a selfie and that selfie is compared against an image stored or a collection of images to return and provide a similarity score. Now, based on the threshold set by the owner of the workflow, you can grant access to said application. You can also deny access or request for the proof of identity, which can be built into the workflow. Now, you can also input an ID image into an S3 bucket. Now, this will trigger text extraction from the ID through a Lambda function, which will be triggered by the Amazon Textract Analyze ID API. Amazon Textract will automatically extract the text, including key value pairs such as date of birth or ID number, or even implied fields such as address and name. Now, this automatically results in the ability to verify information uniqueness across your user database and associate information with new user accounts. Now, looking at the above workflow working together within a user onboarding journey, a user would take a selfie and an image of an ID. Now, Textract will be triggered to extract the selected ID text information and classify them. Amazon Rekognition will be triggered to ensure that the selfie is of the desired quality and to be processed and will be matched to the provided ID image. The key API calls will be detect face and compare face API. Now, based on the pass-fail rate of each API calls, the potential outcomes here are account registration complete, account registration under review, or account registration blocked. Now, if you are looking to test or implement this for yourself, we would like to invite you to use our GitHub repository, where you will be provided with a CloudFormation template to get started. Alternatively, you can reach out to me on Rekognition-contact us at amazon.com, and we can help you with any questions you may have or any requests for deep dives such as immersion days. My name is Jessie Fry, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for attending my session, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you.